Hi, I'm Claire from the Hive of Wellbeing. In my first video, I spoke to you about autonomy, taking control of what we can do in our present circumstances when working from home. In this second video, I would like to speak to you about self-efficacy, the feeling and belief that what I am doing is making a difference to the learning and the lives of my learners in a positive way. Our relationship with work is a very complex one. But central to a healthy relationship with work is a belief that I am making a difference to the lives and to the learning of my young people. Our sense of self-efficacy goes hand in hand with autonomy at work. If I turn up every day feeling that I have control over what I do with aspects of my work, and if I turn up to work every single day knowing that what I do makes a positive impact in affecting positive outcomes for my young people, then the studies tell us that I will experience a greater well-being in school. Except now, turning up physically to work is not an option at all. So how do I know that I am making a difference to my pupils online? What can support me in having a clear idea that what I am doing is relevant to the needs of my learners right now? Well, I would like to explore two aspects of self-efficacy here to support us in unpicking that question. The first aspect that I'd like to look at is our expectations and our beliefs, and the second element is feedback. So regarding expectations and beliefs, what are my own expectations right now of what my pupils should be doing with what I'm providing them, and how realistic is this? How realistic are my expectations of my learners at this time? There are four elements I would also like to consider regarding expectations, and the first one is about purpose. Every time I'm engaging with my pupils, what is my purpose? What is my intention? And how varied are these interactions that I'm having with them? When I interact with them, do they get a sense that I care about them in that particular moment? Do I, in certain instances and on certain occasions, do I interact with them in a way where I show I am giving of myself? Do I share some aspect of my own life, connect with them, show them my pets, show them around my garden, or show them some of my disastrous cooking, whatever it is? Am I showing that I am human in these interactions? So how do I let people see me? And how is this supporting me to continue to build upon the positive relationships I already established in class? Or do I notice that currently with my engagement with them and my interaction with them, am I solely focused on the tasks and on the learning? And how sustainable is this? How is this making my pupils feel, and how do I know? And how will I be able to sustain continuing engagement with these high learning expectations that I have? Or am I engaging with them on a platform where I'm allowing them to shine, that I'm connecting with their individual skill sets? What do I allow them to bring to the online platform? In our classrooms, the pupil-teacher interaction is a two-way interaction. We create space as educators for our pupils and our learners to demonstrate learning in different ways. So am I doing this now? And therefore looking closely at my purpose in engaging and interacting with my pupils every day is a worthwhile reflection to have. The second element, moving on from purpose now onto learning in relation to expectations, recognising that I'm learning now and I'm learning as we all go. We have not faced this situation before. We may be unclear as to what is possible and whether our expectations of the learners and of our current circumstances are gauged appropriately or not. So, try out. It's a case of maybe trying out and experimenting with this. What are your initial and minimum expectations for pupils? What is coming back to you just now? And can you adjust your expectations accordingly? Is there an opportunity to ask the learners what they would find helpful and supportive at this particular time? And is there an opportunity to continue to check in with your senior leadership team at your school? What are their expectations, and how do their expectations support you within the context of your class or your own classes? The third element under that umbrella of expectations and beliefs is recognising that expectations can change, and this is really okay. What is working well, what needs to develop, and what needs to drop off from week 1 or week 2 or week 3 as we go forward. And lastly, under the element of expectations and beliefs, going a bit deeper with those beliefs as to what your role is as a teacher. What do you believe that your role is at this particular time? And how does that belief support you? As a teacher, I have many roles in a school. As a teacher working from home, how has my role changed? And what is it about this new role that will sustain me during the next number of weeks, probably until the summer? As I said, there was a second aspect to self-efficacy I wanted to look at, and that is feedback. To feel that I am making a difference, I need to get some feedback as a teacher. But this is challenging right now because there's not the same immediacy with learners handing in physical work. So what are our possibilities now? So the first element I'd like to look at under the feedback processes, the feedback umbrella, are feedback processes. So what feedback mechanisms are in place both formally and informally to provide me with evidence that learners are engaging with the learning that I am providing? What's working well? And how are my pupils interacting with the various platforms? Do some pupils prefer certain platforms to others? And what other options are available to me as a teacher to collect more meaningful feedback which supports my well-being and sense of making a difference? The second element to the feedback aspect are my own expectations of feedback. If, for example, I have made a video of a certain part of the learning I want to put across to my learners, and I see that it only has 3 views and maybe only 1 like on a social media platform that I've put it on, do I take this personally and as a slight towards my own teaching? Or is it a new and devastating revelation to me that the positive relationships I built so well in the classroom are now not being translated to the platform online? Maybe it's worthwhile to acknowledge that pupils are not necessarily going to view school-related activity in the same way as a social media phenomenon, and therefore nor should you. Instead, you may need to think constructively about what will continually engage the pupils. Is it a case of me asking for more contributions from them instead of me always giving and providing? Do you notice that there are certain pupils who are not engaging at all? And what may be happening for them? And how can I support myself in finding out more, as well as ensuring that they are okay? Maybe other colleagues have more information about those particular students. And can we reach out together as colleagues to show that we care? Another element of this feedback is sustainability. As the weeks go on, what is going to continue to be meaningful as feedback to you as a teacher? And also recognising that some pupils may tend to drop off in different ways in different weeks. So how are we continually re-incentivising that engagement? It may be useful to plan for this, that every 2 to 3 weeks you change what you expect in terms of engagement and activities from the learners, and stay creative with this. Another element is playing to your strengths. So where in your teaching and the learning are you getting the most rewarding and positive feedback from currently? What is it about that area that is allowing you to receive such good feedback? And how can you recreate similar conditions for other areas of the learning? Another aspect is to simply ask for the feedback. A weekly check-in perhaps. How am I doing as your teacher? What else do you need from me? And what would help you in this coming week to engage more with the learning that's on offer? And finally, another element to finish off the feedback aspect is this. Sometimes throughout this journey, which is pretty much unknown, an uncharted territory for us all, Sometimes we may have to look elsewhere for that feedback, for it to be meaningful for us. We may have to let go of finding feedback in the usual places and seek it elsewhere. Maybe it will not be so much about the learning of our pupils in one particular week, but it may be about how we have supported colleagues and the feedback they've given us over that week. Maybe it will be about how we support a specific pupil or a specific group of pupils in a particular week. That is where we look for feedback and gain a greater sense of our purpose. Or it may just be some days, as we go through the day, it's how we've supported our own family and friends at this time. Being kind to yourself on this journey overarches all of this and is essential at all times. Thank you again for watching, and I will leave you with this question. What might I like to take forward to support my sense of self-efficacy and making a difference to my learners in the coming weeks? Please take time to look at some of the other wellbeing resources on the GTCS website. More ideas from others will be added as the weeks go on. And in the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay home. Thank you so much.